Welcome to Holistic Health and Healing, a show offering solutions for the body, being, and beyond. In each episode, we discuss topics that empower you to take a holistic approach to step into your unique voice in this world. Now, here are your hosts, Dr. K and Hank Setala, the Sonic Shaman.
Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Holistic Health and Healing Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about seeing miracles. And my goodness, this whole weekend, it feels like so many things shifted. It feels like I'm in an entirely different reality. So I hope everybody is having an amazing Monday in this new world that we seem to be in.
Yeah, it's such an important time. So let's call it Miracle Monday.
Miracle Monday, that's a good thing. Monday.
Let's make every Monday a Miracle Monday. So homework for everybody, home play, as Hank likes to call it. Find a miracle every Monday and write it down, because we miss miracles so much. People like, well, there's no miracles happening for me. I'm waiting for my miracle. I'm waiting for my miracle is one that I hear a lot or have heard a lot in the past. Miracles don't happen for me. I believe in miracles, but I'm not getting any. They're all around you. And when you learn to find the miracles, you're going to see way more of them, and they're going to happen for you way more. The tricky piece is we miss so many miracles and when you see and understand a miracle, they're constantly happening. Nature is abundant, full of miracles, and we miss them constantly because we're in the next moment all the time. We're not present. We just, like they say, stop and smell the roses. Well, we're missing that every day. We're too caught up in life, and to the point that when we want a miracle or desire a miracle, or we need one, we miss it because we've missed all these little miracles all along the way.
Yeah. And truly, like, just think about from the beginning of time, everything that had to occur for the earth to be in this place right now, for the sun to even come up this morning. There's so much that had to happen. Literally every moment is a God moment. Every moment is a miracle moment. It's just we just have to shift our point of view to be able to recognize like the amazing qualities in every single moment. So just a quick clearing for everyone. Every place where you align in a group, actually, let's change this. What energy, space, consciousness, and choice could your body, being, and beyond be to effortlessly perceive, know, be, and receive all the miracles around you with total ease? Everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pound and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So one little nice thing to start the thing today. But where shall we go from here? Because like I'm like so overwhelmed with all the miracles. Like, I don't know where to go. It's a miracle.
Because there's so many. So there's two homework plays that I give a lot of my clients is, number one, to start a gratitude list, and number two, start a miracle list. Because as you train your brain to see more miracles will start happening in your life. We are often not in that frequency, so we miss the miracles, and sometimes they're happening or they're not happening because we are not aligned with that. We don't have the miracle mind. We don't have the Miracle Monday mind or hat on. So
let's keep piling on the alliteration. I love it.
Let's make Mondays Miracle Mondays.
Yeah. So, and sometimes it's not even something that you would recognize. Like, we just went to this big festival, and we were about to walk down to this fire spinning thing at a festival called Prometheus. And our one friend, he had to get all the stuff in his car ready. And because we were waiting for him, it changed the entire shape of the evening and how it formed. And it turned into like one of the best evenings I've ever experienced, all because we were waiting for somebody. And some people might think, oh, I'm so frustrated. We have to wait for this dude. He's always late and everything. But like little things like that, you don't even realize like how big of a miracle it could be. Or maybe that traffic jam that you're in and the delay in getting to where you're going, maybe that was a miracle. You don't know what was down the road had that not occurred. So there's all these unrecognized miracles of maybe things that you didn't know would have happened that you kind of went a whole different way because of just a turn of events.
Absolutely. These happen all the time, and sometimes we don't see them till down the road, but we are not in a state of groundedness. We are often not in a state of awareness, because when you're in a state of frustration, chaos, anger, resentment, you're going to miss a lot of miracles, a lot. And that's my goal, is to help. Both of our goals is to help you kind of move out of those states into a state of groundedness, calmness, and awareness, so you can start seeing those miracles. Because as you start seeing them, more will start happening for you. You're aligning yourself with a miracle energy. When you're in all these other chaotic states running around, you miss them, and then they kind of don't happen. to me, the body is a huge miracle. Do you have any idea? I'm blessed and grateful that I went to medical school and I could see the things that are going on in the body. It is unbelievable the amount of processes that are happening in your body as we speak right now. I mean, that is a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. Yeah, we miss it. You were going to say something.
No, well, the one thing that I was thinking of is Seven had mentioned, like when she went to some sort of meeting a while back, that they were like, the topic was like God moments, and everybody's like thinking of these moments that are like these big moments in their life. And when it was like her turn to speak, it's like, well, I've had like 5 or 10 God moments just today. And it's just another example of how like the little things, we might think they're insignificant, but like there's so many things that are super significant. Even like this morning, my son was opening up, talking about all these different stories and dreams from the night before, like even that little bit, like if you can look for the appreciation in everything that's being a contribution to your life, because that's the true miracle, is anything that occurs that is a contribution to you that lets you start to build up and step into even more possibility. That's a miracle. It doesn't have to be Moses parting the sea or anything like that. It's like all these little moments, like your car starting in the morning. It's like, be so grateful. And then the video description I put in there, energy flows where attention goes. And if you start to recognize these things and to thank the universe, guess what's going to show up more? Like Dr. K was saying, if you start acknowledging these things, you're going to have more and more and more of them in your life. And it just starts to create this upward spiral of possibility and gratitude. And it can really take, even if you're in a really dark place, if you start to focus on the miracles that are showing up and the quote unquote good things that you can be grateful for, you're going to start to really climb out of any depths of despair that you're in.
Oh, thank you for saying that, because that is mic drop right there. Those two things, just like when we think of miracles, when folks often think of miracles, they think of Moses parting the sea, right? It was a miracle. We think of these big things that we think of a saint that's been preserved and hasn't decomposed. That's a miracle. Yes, those are really big miracles, but miracles are still miracles, and there's a lot of them that are happening. And if you want more miracles in your life, the goal is to align yourself with that kind of energy. So yeah, it's just, go ahead.
No, the thing I was going to say with that, well, like instead of waiting for the miracles to occur to you, like what miracles could you be to other people?
That too. It's such a deep topic. It goes so deep. There's so many roots.
Right. And like Neil Donald Walsh, a lot of times he would say the fastest way for you to create something in your life is to cause another to have what you desire to create for yourself. Because in a way, you have to acknowledge that you have it to give. So if you want abundance, you cause somebody else to be abundant. If you want security, you cause someone else to be secure. And if you are the miracle in somebody else's life, and if you think of the idea that we're all one, and when you're impacting somebody else's life, you're putting all that out that's going to be coming back to you. And especially if you're teaching a class and you're causing miracles to happen for a whole bunch of people, then you also get what Neil calls the multiplier effect, because you're impacting all these other aspects of divinity. And since we're all one, all that energy is coming back to you. So like the more you can be the cause of the miracle in other people's lives, that's also going to bring that energy back. And you're not doing it to really get a gain for yourself. You're just being you in the world. But what miracle could you be? And then how is that going to reciprocate back to you with this term we call in shamanism Aini, which is divine reciprocity? You're gifting to others because it makes you feel good, and because of that, it's going to come back to you exponentially more. And
Absolutely.
Nicole, you can tell us more. She says, "I received my miracle." That's a great point, though, because so many times there's miracles around us, and because we're not willing to receive them, we don't acknowledge them, and then maybe the universe doesn't give us the next dose of that miracle, whatnot. So it's so important to acknowledge what you're receiving, and then say the question that we love to say: how does it get any better than this? Or what else is possible? Either one of those questions tells the universe, bring it on, more please, and thank you.
Exactly. If you want or desire to have a miracle mind, ask the universe, show me the miracle. Show me a miracle today. So that's another little exercise for everybody. Today, just ask the universe, show me a miracle. Show me some miracles, and get really quiet. Don't wait for an answer. Don't get in angst and frustration. Just show me a miracle. Just relax, and it'll show up. And then write it down. And it may not be massive. It may be, who knows? The universe will show you the miracle. They will.
Maybe it's a miracle to find a live stream on Monday morning that's going to change your life, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is your miracle for the day. Like, write this one down for sure. But really, like, what other miracles could you experience today if you were willing to perceive, know, be, and receive them?
Start looking for the miracles. So the body itself, think about, Your heart beats 24/7 with no coffee break. It keeps going for years and years and years and eons and minutes. And I mean, think about that. That's a miracle. That's an absolute miracle. There are processes just to move your hand. How many processes happen in the body biochemically just for you to move your hand? That is a miracle. The grass growing, and who's telling the grass to grow? You cut the grass down and it just grows again, like weeds too. I know we get annoyed at weeds, but you cut them down and they just grow in other spots. That is a miracle. These are little tiny miracles that we miss every day. The sun comes up with a beautiful array of colors and sets with a beautiful array of colors. That's another miracle. Who puts that up there? I mean, that's a miracle. We miss. So start looking for these little things and you'll start to see the bigger things, and bigger things will start happening in your life. Because when you're in a state of awe, like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, how is it that my heart just doesn't take a coffee break? How is it that I cut the grass and it's growing again? Like, it keeps growing back. We get annoyed. Don't be in a state of annoyance. Be in a state of awe. Like, wow, like, how is this happening? This is amazing.
And what would it take to be like the child, that's excited to see everything in the world, like being in that space as you look around you?
Or like Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, he's like, like if we could all live like Mr. Bean, we wouldn't get frustrated at anything. He never got frustrated. He could be a total idiot and he didn't care. It was just like, oh, coffee. What is this coffee thing?
And that brings up two other points. So when it comes to receiving miracles, one, every place where you've decided that you're not worth it, where you're not deserving, where, that other people deserve it more, destroy and uncreate all that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because another place where we don't receive is just because we have the idea that we're born because we feel that we came in and we changed everybody's life around us, and we have all these projections of the frustrations. Of course, we don't have the context as a child, but it kind of sticks with us. And then we get this idea that we're not worth it, or other people are more deserving. So destroy and create all that. We are all infinite divine beings. And what would it take for you to demand to the universe? And by demand, I just mean more of a declaration of will, not like a baby demanding something, but to decree that you're worth it and I will receive all the miracles that are all around me.
Yes, that's a great line. That's number 3 for today. I will receive all the miracles that are around me. How's that?
Absolutely. And everything that doesn't allow you to receive it, destroy and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And that's the clearing statement on my website, hanksetala.com/clearing statement. It goes into detail of what that is. So if you want to get more information, you can check that out. But just know that it basically goes to the point where you start to create the limitations that allow the things or don't allow the things to show up in your life. And it really just gets to the core and starts to unravel it so things can start showing up for you.
Yeah, the other thing that just came through is avoid rejecting the miracles. That wasn't a miracle. That was just
dumb luck. No, it's a miracle.
Dumb luck. That was just normal life. That's just a normal thing. That would have happened anyway. Not necessarily. Avoid rejecting the miracles when they come, because your ego will try to reject it and say, no.
Yep. And my acronym for, because it's fun that you say the ego will reject it, because my acronym for ego is edging God out. And thinking God is source and creation. I'm not talking about a religious God or anything like that, but it's edging God out. It's edging your ability to receive out, because it would rather you go to the past experience because it knows you survived it. But miracles are things that are about future possibilities. And the ego is terrified because it doesn't know what's going to happen if you start choosing something different. So tell the ego, thank you for, your contribution, but you can, sit down and shut up at the moment. We're going to start choosing to receive these miracles so that we can have a life that's full of ease, joy, and glory.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are the three things today. Just make it a Miracle Monday. Start writing down 10 miracles, start noticing them, writing them down. There's just a process that happens when you start writing things down, from the brain to the paper. It kind of crystallizes things, it lodges them in a little more, and say that statement. I'm receiving all the miracles. I'm open to receiving all the miracles. And universe, show me a miracle today. Show me a miracle. And, don't squeeze a sponge. Just relax and be aware. Just be open to seeing what shows up. So it's these things you're going to get into the alignment, and you're going to start seeing more miracles, and then just be like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it doesn't show up the way we want it to. But I didn't get a miracle. I was praying for this and I didn't get it. And I have friends coming in.
Yeah, your cat wants a miracle, wants to be fed now.
No, she's eaten. Yeah.
She just wants to give her contribution.
Contribution. So these are miracles are happening all the time. Even starting your, like you said, how cool, like you press a button now and your car starts. I mean, that's a miracle. I'm
Right.
sure there's tons of engineering behind it, but for people like me who don't know the engineering, hell, it's a miracle, you know?
And I love the
So,
over squeezing the sponge thing. I used that a lot on this weekend because there was a couple things I was definitely over squeezing the sponge, including Sunday. We had a break camp on Sunday morning because we went to this big festival down in Southern Ohio, and it was just raining so much. And I was going to petition the nature spirits, and I said they were like, "Don't even bother," and everything like that. But the second that we stopped like having a point of view about the weather, everything shifted and we
yep.
could break camp. And it was supposed to rain the whole day, but the more we were focused on it raining and how we didn't want it to rain, the more it rained. And then the second we just got over it, it stopped. So like over squeezing the sponge is almost like you're over intending. It's like
Yes.
intention is like a bow and arrow. You set the intention, you shoot the arrow, you let it go. And that's the intention. You're done. You don't have to sit there saying, arrow, go, 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 go. It's like you set it and forget it in a way. Every once in a while you come back to it because you do want consistency, but it's not something you have to focus a whole bunch of effort on, because then like the sponge, Dr. K says all the time, you're over squeezing it and you actually push it further away from you instead of actualizing it.
Yeah. It's like that boyfriend or girlfriend that you kept texting and calling. They run away, don't they? So life is the same way. When you start chasing something too much or wanting it too badly, too much, hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. You're going to push it away. It's an energetic. I call it over potentializing. So you just kind of you put too much on it. It's like I said, it's kind of like that boyfriend that you want so bad, or girlfriend that you want so bad, and you keep calling them and you keep texting them and you keep messaging them, and they're just not messaging back. So, and it works for people too. When you stop calling a person, when you stop giving them the attention, isn't it funny how they start calling you?
Well, because
So
they were
if you
probably
want
receiving
proof,
that energy. They just were doing something else with it. Now they want it back.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's the same thing with anything in life. Wanting something too badly, getting frustrated because it's not happening. This has happened to me all the time, and I will admit I'm a big over potentializer. I love to squeeze a sponge because I manifest with my will. I get in here like a laser, but I've learned every time I let go, things happen faster. So when you're able to let go of whatever outcome it is, you set the intention out, and yes, you come back, you revisit it, maybe you reset the manifestation in a week or two. But when you squeeze it, think about it every single day. It's not happening. I'm going to call again, and you're like this. You're just like thinking about it. It's almost giving you a headache. You're squeezing. So
Yeah.
that's not miracle mind.
And that's a little bit what the word want. Want means to lack. And if you're saying, I want money, I want a relationship, I want this or that, you're actually saying to the universe, I lack this. And so I would invite people to shift to a question. I'm a big fan of this question axis. You ask, what energy, space, consciousness, and choice, or if you want the short version, what energy could I be to actualize blank relationships, money, abundance, whatever in my life with total ease? And you wait a moment and you let that energy come up, and that's the energy to step into. And then you ask the question, every place where I'm not allowing myself to step into that, I destroy it and create it. And then just say pot and pock for short. You don't have to say the whole thing, but even that, then you set that question in the morning or whatever, or throughout the day, and then you pay attention what's showing up in your reality that matches that question. And it might be something that makes absolutely no sense. I need to go get my car washed over here. You don't know why, but it's maybe you're going to meet somebody. But you ask that question, and then you start to look for what matches that energy, and you start to navigate through your day in that way. And now you're being aware instead of focused on what you don't have by saying, I want this, because that means I lack that.
Yeah, when we squeeze and we want and things aren't happening, you push it away and it actually becomes more complicated. You get tangled up. You get a headache. It becomes it doesn't feel light. And so, yeah, it's tricky because when there's something in life that's really eminent that you desire and you need it to happen, put the intention out with lightness, and you're going to get it back, and you're going to get it in a much lighter, faster, better way than you can ever imagine. I've learned that lesson multiple times. Continue to learn it. So
the other thing to go along with that, because we talked about the word manifestation, is sometimes we look like if you do want abundance or you desire abundance, let's change my wording. we sometimes have the idea that that could only show up in the thing they call a paycheck. And that's the difference between manifestation and actualization. Manifestation is how it shows up. Actualization is that it shows up. And so if we can take the handcuffs off the universe by saying, universe, I'd like abundance, but I'm only willing to receive it this one way. If you just say abundance, I'll receive it anyway, it really frees up what can show up, how quickly it can show up, because we're taking off the limitations of how we expect to receive it. So have no expectations of how something's going to show up, and just trust that the universe only knows the answer yes. We just need to declare our will to the universe, pay attention so we can do our part and row our part of the boat. Like the universe starts rowing as soon as we put out the intention. Sometimes we don't do our part and then you end up going in a circle. But if you have your good orderly direction, acronym for God, you can do your part and actually actualize things very quickly when we're paying attention, receiving the miracles, and then continuing to reaffirm to the universe, yes, thank you, I'll have more, please.
And the other piece that comes in is divine timing. There is such thing as divine timing. So things do show up. It may not be in a week. It may not be in a day. Sometimes it might be a few months. Sometimes it might be a year. So the more you can release the frustration, the faster things will come. But be aware that it's divine timing, because sometimes things in the back have to line up to make it that perfect time for things to show up. So, sometimes people are like, well, I asked for this and it didn't come. It's been a week. Like, okay, well, there might be something in the background that needs to line up for you to get that. So it's consistent intention and consistent energy in that direction, and expect miracles. That's the other thing that I'm hearing that's really coming through. Expect miracles. Learn to expect miracles, because they're there.
Yeah, I don't like the word expect,
You
but
don't?
I know where you're going with
Here's
it.
the word Nazi.
I know. Well, we always said in AA, expectations or resentments waiting to happen, because when it doesn't show up, or if it doesn't show up, then you're like, it didn't show up. So I would just say you just demanded the universe, miracles, please. But I know the energy you had underneath it was right. It's just the word choice.
It's just being in the energy of knowing that the miracle will come.
Knowing the miracle will come.
And you may need to just stay on it. Don't give up just because it's been a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week.
And if it has been a week, then ask the question, well, what in me requires shifting to allow this to occur with ease? And everything that doesn't allow me to perceive, know, be, and receive that, destroy and uncreate it. And if you're really running into like things like that, where you're really having a hard time, like having things start moving for you, that's when you can get some one-on-one assistance with Dr. K or myself, because I do the access coaching where we pot and pock through and reframe all the different things and really move through that. Dr. K has, I always mispronounce it. What's that process called? Paramitas process, which is amazing at getting to the root of what might be causing things to not show up. So if you're having things continuously not show up, then what if you wanted to receive a miracle by getting a little help from somebody who has a couple tools that can get you jump started along the way? And if you're local, tonight, Dr. K and I, in the first and third Monday of every month, we actually see clients either virtually. Yeah, it's back to Mondays. Last month we did on Thursdays. It was crazy, but we're back to our normal first and third Monday. And it's like just a 15-minute session virtually or in person. And we ask you what's going on. We do sound healing. We kind of just, based on what you tell us, we can take the session in a whole bunch of different directions. So if you're looking for a little help from your friends, you can go to emergenceofbeing.com. There we go. emergencybeing.com, or actually it's behind her. There we go. And under experiences, it goes to the healing clinic, and you can register right online and attend in person or virtually. So it's all
cool. And just when you clear the energy around you, the miracles can come faster too. Because I had a client and she's going through this tumultuous relationship thing that's getting legal. And she's like, I think I need to see you. And I'm like, okay, come in. And so I just spent an hour just cleaning out her energy, a little Paramitas, not much, just cleared out the energy. The legal thing is continuing to go, but she was able to sell her house, and she met somebody new really fast. And that's my mind, don't always agree with that, but this person is helping her a lot. So I see that as a miracle. When you clear out the energy, the good can come in. So whether this person stays with her or not, this person is helping her through this whole process and paid for a lot of things and just really created a softer path and an easier way. So to me, that was a miracle. And I said, she's like, oh, I met somebody. I'm like, that's what happens when you clear out the energy. Like, the miracles can come in easier because there's less congestion.
Yeah. And even the darkest moment of your life, if you could look at it saying, I'm so grateful for that, because I have this energetic contrast, because we live in a duality. We're beings of oneality, but we live in a duality because in the absence of that which you are not, that which you are is not. I'll say that again. In the absence of that which you are not, that which you are is not. So everything that shows up, your darkest night of the soul, is contrast so you can know your brightest and most glorious moments of the soul and really know them experientially. Because if you just had all of ease, joy, and glory, you wouldn't have anything other than that to really know what that is experientially. It would just be status quo and you wouldn't really appreciate it the same way. So even the darkest night of the soul, be so grateful for it, for the contrast. And when things show up, you'd be like, wow, I'm so grateful I have all this information so I can make different choices in the future. Even those are miracle moments if we allow them to be.
Yeah, that's another very good, really important point to bring up, because we often, it's challenging for us humans to be grateful for those horrific events that happen that are like, oh my gosh, this was so taxing. And when you're in it, I get it. It is challenging and it's heavy. But often when you look back, like I was in this relationship and I was like, I wanted to get married so bad. And I'm like, it was just pulling me down. And I'm like, oh my God. I look back now and I'm so glad that didn't happen. So we have to find a way to be so, just even when you're in a tough situation, thank you for this situation. Thank you, because there's something usually evolving that's shifting and moving in the contrast. The bigger things are coming. There was a quote that said that the tougher your road is, the bigger your purpose is.
Right. We say in AA too, religion is for people who are afraid of going to hell, and spirituality is for people who have been there. And that's why so many people with addictions end up leading very spiritual lives, because you went to these great depths and now you can know the opposite. I'm not suggesting anybody go out there and become an addict or anything like that, but really look at the darkest moments of your life and really recognize that this is the most beautiful fertilizer for me to grow into my greatest flower. That's how we look at it in shamanism. Totally. It's all the shit, spiritual, human in transition, is the fertilizer that you're going to use to create possibilities for yourself. Really, what else is possible?
And know that if you're going through a tough time, we talked about getting a little off that, but something really good is coming, because when things get rock bottom, usually come up and something really miraculous and amazing happens. How long that's going to take, not sure. It's clear you out so you can get there a little faster. But you're undergoing some sort of process that's going to lead you to something bigger. So whenever there's a strain, there's usually something bigger and better coming.
And I know you had 3 things for home play. Before you say them, though, do you remember all 3?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So before Dr. K gives a synopsis of the 3 things for home play, just a reminder, if you are getting value out of this content, please be a contribution. We invite you to be a contribution to us and spread the contagion of consciousness by sharing this video, especially if you share the YouTube video. It really helps us out. If you like there, if you make a comment there, even if it's to say, hey, great information, anything you do is going to help the algorithms of Facebook and YouTube serve us up to more people. So we really would appreciate that contribution. And now Dr. K will give us our little synopsis of our home play of what you can do on Miracle Mondays to really start this process of receiving more.
So let's make every Monday a Miracle Monday. I would encourage you to do this every day, but to start small so you can get yourself going. Every Monday, write down 3 miracles. Start looking for miracles, like the grass is growing without me doing anything. I drank water and it went down. It didn't go this way. Start noticing the little miracles, whatever it is, like, oh, and today I found $5. Whatever it is that you find, the little stuff that's like weird to you and amazing. It's like, I can't believe that, I turn on my faucet and the water flows. These are little miracles. I turn on my car. I just press a button and my car turns on. Like, how cool is that? How cool is that? Those are miracles I want you to start looking for. And maybe do it every day. Start writing 3 things down every day, and you will start to attract more miracles. Be in awe and put on the miracle mind. And the third thing really is, I receive miracles. I receive my miracle. Was that the third? That was the second. Universe. The third thing is, show me a miracle. Universe, show me a miracle. And again, don't think of
Jerry Maguire, show me the money. He kept,
show me the money, show me the miracle.
That guy, he kept doing it, and he had that persistence and that consistency. And in the end, they showed him the money. So be that demanding to the universe, universe, show me the miracle. I am willing to receive. And when I receive it, I'm going to be grateful for it. I'm going to write it down and really show that how grateful I am. And energy flows where attention goes. So you show the universe that it's going to give you more.
Yeah. So today, ask the universe, show me a miracle. Universe, show me a miracle today. And then just let it go. But pay attention, because sometimes we start doing something else, we might miss it. And ask again tomorrow. If it doesn't quite come today, it's okay. Ask again tomorrow. Be in awareness, be calm and peaceful. And, it might be really big. It might be kind of small. So and write it down, verify it. And I receive my miracles every day. I receive miracles today. I receive miracles today, and many more. And then you'll start getting into the alignment, and miracles will start happening. They may not show up the exact way you expect. So keep your mind very open.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. And we invite you to share the video, like we said, catch all of our content on the YouTube channel on emergenceofbeing.com. There are all the contributors, all of our channels. There are literally hundreds of videos to watch that are all going to have a little bit of medicine, a little soup for the soul, if you will. So check all that out. Until next time, stay aware.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today for the show. Holistic Health and Healing is part of the Emergence of Being Contributor Network. Visit us at emergenceofbeing.com for all of our contributors' content and to learn about our services and upcoming events. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. You can contribute to the show by supporting our efforts and sharing our content with those you care about and those who need it most.